Hey up, Knots Gamer here. Welcome back to the Knots Bench, where we're currently staring at my Oculus Rift S. My new current obsession is playing games in VR, and this is the headset that I'm currently using. So what I want to do this time is stick a couple of accessories on here that I'm hoping are going to make my life a little easier when I'm playing games, as I tend to drop the controllers a lot, more because I refuse to use the wrist straps, so I bought some hand straps instead. And also, when you get lost in a first person game, sometimes you genuinely just try to grab stuff and drop the controller. Not only that as well, I do play a lot of Beat Saber, and with the standard Rift facial interface there is a foam pad and it just fills up with sweat and becomes quite uncomfortable where you're playing, ending up with the lenses steaming up as you play. So I've got a new facial interface system which will clip to the front instead of the current one, and it's got two removable pads that you can use and wash, which I think would be great for those kind of games like Beat Saber. So we're going to give that a try out to see how comfortable it is, to see if it actually does work as I want it to, and to make sure it doesn't irritate my face. So let's get this slid to one side and see what we can do. So first up we have the Oculus Quest and Rift Touch Controller knuckle straps, which are available on Amazon at the moment. There's plenty of them left. They look quite cheap, only about just over 12 quid I think I paid for this. What these are supposed to do is go over your controller and become like the external grip, and it still comes with a wrist strap. I still refuse to wear them. So what the instructions say is to slide this up over here, which to me looks a little dubious, but we'll do what the instructions say over the button. Towards the top of the controller, I thought, so it doesn't interfere with what you're gripping there. So the grip should be about there. Get it somewhere comfortable for your hand, but for me that's too low down. That is way too low down. But let's pop the other piece in and see what we get. Now that's on, we take the other part of the strap and just pop that in there, just like the normal one, making sure the Velcro is on the outside. Then get the control cover and just pop that under the band, and that should go together nice, as the instructions said, and it did go together relatively well. I feel that that's just a little too low on the controller. You can't really get that any higher up. There's got to be a different way of putting this on. So there you go, once it's done you just do the strap up and you will no longer drop the controller, which is really useful. But what it's doing is restricting the movement on my finger, so I'm not sure how comfortable that's going to be long term, but at the moment it feels relatively cozy. You can just, you don't drop your controller when you've accidentally tried to do something in your game. But the instructions did give you a second way of fitting it, where you can loop the band around here and have it sort of longer. So we're going to try that with the right hand controller now. Looking at the front of my Oculus controllers, you can tell where I've scuffed the shelves with it many times, playing Skyrim and Half-Life Alyx. But I've not broken them yet, and it does tend to happen to a lot of these. But the next step with this after this video will be to get something to protect the controller, or just play in a more open area. But let's get the strap into this one too. So the same applies as last time. Remove the cover, remove the old strap. These ones are really tight to get in and out there. There we go. Get our new Kiwi strap, and the bottom half the same as before on the controller with the Velcro on the outside, so we'll pop that in that way. That just slots in nice there. So now you're done with that part, and you can put the battery cover back over. Just wiggle that to get that in properly, and then the battery cover will slip back on nice. So holding it that way, we're going to need to bring it round this part of our hand, so we're going to loop that round the outside by trying to make like almost like a slip knot. So let's do that. Trying to keep an equal amount of the rubber band stretched and not stress it too much. Pull that a little tighter there. Get that through. Now it's on there, it's not going to be interfering with my fingers, but it's also going to be very loose on the hand. So that is a lot more comfortable and a lot less restrictive, but you still have the ability to drop your controller. So you'd have to do those up quite tight and then slip your hand in. But again, that's not tight enough. So get this all the way to the top of the grip, see what that's like. Now with it in that position, the problem I now have, maybe I should bring it further up my hand, is it's restricted. It makes you hold the pad at an angle, the controller at an angle, and I can't comfortably now reach the thumbstick, which is a bit of a pain. I don't think this is going to be as comfortable as doing it that way, so I might just switch this over now back to the other style, because that does feel more comfortable, and this just feels very, very wrong. So all in all, I don't think these are going to be too great, in all fairness, but we'll give them a good try out. So there's the straps for the controller. We'll try those out. So next we'll bring my Rift headset back in and just flip that over. I've got the eyepiece covered there, so I'll remove that. And then to remove this, I think you just pull it away from the machine. So we'll get that off. That was quite straightforward. But you can see the foam in there. If you're playing any sort of games that do make you get a sweat on, you're going to have a horrible experience afterwards with these pads being wet, and having to wash it and dry it off is a nightmare, because you then, without any way of using your VR. So there's my Kiwi facial interface bracket and face cover pad. I have already removed this from the box because unfortunately when it comes up in the box, the pads were all screwed up and just wouldn't fit the face pad properly. So here's one of the face pads that I've left out of the box for a couple of days. As you can see, they are a bit wider than the box. So two of these in the faceplate were just screwed up in there. It wouldn't attach to the front piece, and I just began to think it was a crap product. So I left it to one side, and as you know, once these have flattened out and the foam's gone back to its original shape, it fits in the mask perfectly well. So all we need to do is drop this on the front of the Rift and test it out. I'm a bit dubious about like how long these are going to take to dry if you wash them, because they're all sealed in. I don't want to put it on my face and have sort of like water squirt out if I'm playing a game, because it could potentially wreck my headset as well. So we'll bring the Rift back in, hopefully keep this in place while I put that on, and then this should just connect to the lugs, the same as when we removed the normal one. So we'll just drop that in and click it down, making sure to get the rubber pads under the nose piece. And this should just pop there. Nice, easy fit. It looks nice. I don't know how it feels. So let's just try it on, see what it feels like. Air going into the future, yes. Okay, so the foam's a little uncomfortable. It feels quite hard against your face, as the normal Oculus one's quite soft and you don't notice it. But straight away what I noticed is I'm getting a light bleed either side of my nostril here, where for some reason it doesn't fit as close to your face as it did, and you're now getting light come up here. My nose is nowhere near where it should be inside the headset, which isn't going to help this at all. And squeezing it against your face just to try and tighten that gap up, it does seem to work that way, but you'd have to wear the headset so incredibly tight that it just cut off all the circulation. We'll spend a bit of time with this, we'll spend a bit of time with those controllers, see what they're like, plug myself into some No Man's Skies. We've just had the new update on that. Can't wait to start messing around with some settlements on No Man's Sky in VR, that should be interesting. Spend a weekend playing some random VR games, give it a bit of abuse, use the controllers with the new straps and see what we've got. And hopefully you won't get too lost in No Man's Sky. I give up with the faceplate, man. It is too hard, too leathery, and it creates a ceiling here that makes your eyes sting when your sweat evaporates. So yeah, it really has been 3 weeks since I started making this video. I got completely and utterly lost in the new content on No Man's Sky. But 3 weeks to the day since I took that straight off the front of my Rift as well, because this thing is really bad. Functionality wise, yes, you can put it on your face and VR. It's not comfortable, it makes you sweat, it sticks to your face, it creates dents in your face where this stuff just sticks in there. The edges are sharp and they stick in you as well. And that's not the major issue with this. The major issue with this is it's solid plastic, it's rock hard. And the one on the Rift that you get initially has got some flex to it, so it fits contours of your face better. In order to get this to fit, you have to tighten the headset so much that it leaves a permanent imprint around your face for the next few hours. There you can see the original Oculus wants a much more sort of flexible material they've used. There's a bit of bend to the plastic, especially around there where the nose goes, to get rid of all the sort of bleed of the light coming through and just fit you better. But this is absolutely rock hard and so uncomfortable, it's unbelievable. If you're playing something like Beat Saber and you get a sweat on, all this does is create a lovely seal around your face there for all the sweat in here to evaporate into your eyes and then just start stinging you. I didn't even bother trying to wash these because I don't think I'm going to use it at all. So please guys, if you're after an extra one of these for your Oculus Rift, don't get this one. It just did not work for me at all. It's not good whatsoever. So unfortunately, yeah, that stayed on my face for all of about 5 minutes for each game before I took it off because it was just no good, not comfortable. This is much more comfortable, so I'm going to look out for something a little more like this and try and get one of those instead. The surprise of all was these. I really did enjoy using these on the controllers after a bit, and I even switched to the style I said I didn't like. It felt wrong. It doesn't. It's really nice. Once this leather's softened up a little and you've been using it for a while, you get it just to the right positioning on your hand, and it virtually feels like they're not there. So from being dubious about this one to actually saying it is pretty damn good, it stopped me dropping controllers as much as I did. It's not stopped me hitting walls and stuff, but that's a given playing VR in a tiny space. So yeah, these were really good. The faceplate cover, not so good. I hope you find this helpful if you're going to be looking for some accessories for your Oculus, especially for the touch controllers, because this is not bad at all. I really did like that, but unfortunately the faceplate might work for some, but it's just way too uncomfortable for me. And these, if anything, the coating feels nice, it fits your face well, it feels like the VR is not moving round, but once you start getting a sweat on playing something, they're next to useless, even if you just swap them out every time. I didn't find that it worked for me at all. So yes, hopefully I'll find a different one and we'll have a look at that next time. But I've been Nots Gamer, and this has been a few accessories for my Oculus Rift S. I hope anyone that is looking for accessories found this useful. If not, I hope you just enjoyed it. I had loads of fun making it as always, because I've got to play games for hours. So thanks for watching guys, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Oh god, I sound like the butler from Tomb Raider 2. Don't lock me in the fridge. Oh, I dropped one. Oh.